Union Chapel is well known as an award-winning and world-renowned music and performance space based here in Islington in North London. Now, Islington is a fascinating borough in its own right, being a borough of two halves of substantial affluence but also extreme poverty. But it's more than a venue. It's also a complex of buildings beyond the chapel space which provide a range of services and support for the local community. The chapel is a functioning and very progressive non-conformist church. We have the lower hall and the kitchen, which is primarily used as our homeless organisation and a night shelter in the winter. The upper hall, which is in its own right a performance space and a bar and a restaurant. And then we have the Sunday School hall, which has a fascinating history and currently used primarily by theatre companies, by arts organisations, by production companies to rehearse and develop some amazing work. And it's this space that we currently have a capital project for, with the aim of bringing this space back into community use. When Union Chapel was built, it was built with music and performance absolutely the forefront of the architectural plans. The space acoustically is stunning. It now has the capacity for 900 and hosts a range of musicians and performances across the year, from well-known popular and contemporary artists to international musicians and live screenings. And we've seen people from Amy Winehouse to Elton John to more recently people like Georgia Smith and Liam Gallagher. And it's really well loved by many, many people as a music space. Union Chapel is born out of non-conformism. In the early days of the Union Chapel, as a building, as a congregation, non-conformists were seen as radical and marginalised by many in mainstream faith, but also in wider society. I think the term non-conformist today has a real power and importance. To be non-conformist is to be a champion for positive social change, to be a champion for social justice issues, from environmentalism to ending homelessness to tackling issues that still are around today, such as child welfare and extreme poverty that we experience in this country and obviously across the world. Here at Union Chapel, to be non-conformist, but also in terms of the social justice issues that we are concerned about, it is about equality and about inclusivity for typically marginalised communities of today. We closed our doors as a venue back in March 2020 due to the coronavirus crisis. But at that time, we very quickly pivoted our focus and our work towards being a space and a hub for a community emergency response. That included the increase and support for the Margins programme, supporting more people at risk of homelessness. We set up a food bank here. We worked in partnership with a number of charities and organisations across the borough to ensure that we were providing the best possible support for the vulnerable communities in this area. Following that, and inspired by our history and our original plans and our strategy, we've then developed two key programs to engage, support, inspire and empower our local communities. The first is a program called In Union, which is a digital program bringing together culture, community, social justice and the heritage of this organisation in one digital space for the benefit of our local community, but also for the wider world. The second, Reunion, is a program of activity here at Union Chapel and in our surrounding partners or outreach organisations, again benefiting the local community through reconnecting, inspiring and empowering that local community through creative programs of leadership, training programs and workshops around practical skills, including employability, but also including the opportunity for communities to share their stories and be heard, and for us to help them tackle the issues that they're experiencing today. The opportunity through this programme of engaging our communities, part of the aim of that is to bring more of our local community into this space and to see what a wonderful, inspiring space it is and how it can be a space for them as much as it might be a space for famous musicians or performers. Ultimately, we want more of the local community to come here and to benefit from this amazing space and to be part of this amazing community that's here. To learn what non-conformism is, what that meant historically, and what it means today, and how they themselves can be non-conformists, dissenters, how they can champion causes that they are passionate about, how they can influence change in this wonderful building and through this wonderful organisation.